All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I'm going to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well, while this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push his word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Because if you believe upon the words of the Lord, you believe that America is going to be destroyed, man. Because again, you go back into it, America, Babylon, this Western Hemisphere is one of the main stages of Yahweh's return, man. Because you have to realize this Western Hemisphere wasn't set up for no reason. America, Babylon, the Great, North America, it wasn't in vain, for the lack of better words. Because at the end of the day, the Lord have something planned for this place, and we have planned for destruction. Now, real quick, I have a Google definition of where the west, where the sun sets. Now, just reading on this, it reads, it says regardless, right there, it says regardless. So whether you know it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, or whether you think it's true or not. But at the end of the day, it's going to happen, man. It's the same thing with the prophecies, man. You cannot disrupt the prophecies of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. You know? Salak Yakim. Let's get this. It says, regardless of whether you are in the northern or southern hemisphere, the sun will always rise in the east and set in the west. And there's a song, when I was a kid, I listened to that basically remind you where the sun sits. It says, the sun rises up in the east and it sets in the west. Stand up for your rights, and we'll love it. But again, the main point was what? The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west, man. Because at the end of the day, this is going to be the land where the Lord is going to exalt his name. Let's go ahead and start off right there in the book of St. John, the 12th chapter, man. Because a part of the Lord exalting his name is him bringing judgment, man. And what better place to bring judgment? Whoops, like I'm kind of excited. What better place to bring judgment than the wickedest place upon the planet Earth, man? Like how the Lord brought judgment of the Tower of Babel, or the Lord brought judgment upon Sodom and Gomorrah. You don't think the Lord is going to bring judgment upon America? And this is going to be the thing that the Lord is going to use to exalt his name. St. John 12, verse 28, Father, glorify thy name. And how did the Lord glorify his name the first time? Back in Egypt. Let's get that first, man. Let's go ahead and get the complete understanding of it. This is the book of Joshua 9 and verse 9. And it reads, and they said, from a very far country, thy servants are come because of the name of the Lord thy power. For we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt. Now we already know, whether if you have been living on the rock, we already know the plagues that the Lord have sent upon Egypt, man. But these same plagues he's going to send upon America, but 2 times worse, man. And we can see it now. The famines, the locusts, the for lack of better words, the lack of food, the destroying of crops. The Lord is doing all that today, man, whether you believe it or not. And that's a part of him glorifying his name. Because again, you might not think that food is going to hurt you now, but it's going to hurt your stomach later, man. Because you got to realize that the harvest that's going to come this coming fall, hey, there's going to be a lack of harvesting, man. Because you go into it, these different, cucumbers and strawberry recalls, meat recalls. Hey, it's not like they're replacing it, though. They're actually destroying those crops, man. And they're going to replace it with insects, for the lack of better words. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's go back to St. John 12 verse 28, just going back to the point where the Lord is going to glorify his name. St. John 12 and 28, again, Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it, and how he glorified it back in Egypt, and will glorify it again. And how will he glorify it again? Through America, man. Through the plagues he's going to bring upon this place, man. Let's continue on. Let's read this again. It says, Father, glorify thy name. And how will the Lord glorify his name again? Through destruction, man. The destruction of the West. Because again, you go back into the Eastern Hemisphere, for lack of better words, that's where civilization started at, Mesopotamia. But this current civilization is going to end where? In the Western Hemisphere. because things have totally got out of control, man. The wickedness is reaching its peak. You might think, yeah, man getting pregnant, that's wicked, man. This devil, he's gonna come out with something even worse than that, man. So it's a necessary evil for this land of Babylon to be destroyed. You know? And what's the Lord is going to use to destroy this place, man? Nuclear missiles. Let's go right here. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 16. And I'm going to start at verse. Salakia. I'm going to start at verse 13. It says, for strong, matter of fact, yeah, I'm starting verse 13. It says, for strong is his right hand that bend the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. Now, witness those arrows. Those arrows is not no born arrow, man. You being Red Robin. No, those arrows are key words for what? Nuclear missiles, man. It's going to explain it. It says his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot to the ends of the world. And what's the ends of the world? America, man. That's why it's a such thing as ICBM missiles, man. Intercontinental ballistic missiles to reach the one continent to another. To reach from Russia all the way to America. To reach from China to America. North Korea to America. Europe to America, man. Because it's going to be a point when the Lord is going to set up these different nations to actually judge this whore, to judge America for the things they have done. Let's go ahead and get that real quick in Revelations, the 17th chapter, man. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you can say, well, that's really the white man he created, but the Lord put the spirit on the so-called white man to create these different missiles, man. This Revelation 17, jumping down to verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. Now, what is those 10 horns? Those 10 horns is NATO and the EU. NATO is the military side. The EU is the monetary side, man. And America is a part of NATO, but it's going to get to a point when these different allies of America is going to turn upon this place. And is they're going to turn upon this place because of this, that, and the third? Yeah. But hey, ultimately they're going to turn upon this place because why? It's biblical prophecy, man. It says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And how it's going to burn her with fire? With those nuclear missiles. And again, that's the tool that the Lord is going to use to destroy the West. That's how the Lord is going to make the sun set upon the West, man. And that's a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, the Lord, he's going to bring destruction, but he also is going to bring what? Salvation. That's the balance of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance and abomination. So if somebody died, the Lord is going to save somebody, Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west. Now again, you cannot lie. You cannot deny it now, man. This west is actually talking about America. Because, hey, even though all these things that's going on upon the planet Earth in Venezuela, Sri Lanka, Australia, nobody ain't been talking about that for real. But guess what? It's going to reach its peak. It's going to get worse once it comes to America, man. Because you have to realize these Americans, they're stupid. It was a movie called Idiocracy, for lack of better words. Basically mean idiots, man. All these Americans are idiots, but for lack of better words, once you take away these idiots' cell phones and lights and running water, Facebook, Wi-Fi, once you take that away, these Americans are going to get crazy. They're going to start bringing out the guns, for the lack of better words. And the only way you're going to be saved from that is through Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. That's why we got to say the water, Yahweh Shem Yahweh, for giving us this truth, man. Read this real quick. It says, so shall he fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. That's the spirit. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And again, these people, they're going to figure out how about Shinao Shah, because they're going to be able to see his power, man. You're going to see his power through his men, and ultimately, you're going to see his power when he come in his glory, man. When he come in his glory to actually send judgment upon this place, man. Because again, the Lord, he's going to send destruction, but he's also going to send salvation for his elect, man. Let's go right here. This is the book of Salakia. This is the book of Isaiah 43. Isaiah 43, and I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, since thou was precious in my sight, and what's those precious? Those precious stones. The elect, man. And what makes us precious, man? This word. That's why we ask the Lord to take not his Holy Spirit away from us, man. And that's why the Lord also said, hold fast with our hands. For lack of better words, you have a precious item and somebody try to rob you, for lack of better words, you're going to hold on to it, man. You're going to be tussling. You're gonna grist that item in your hand, and you're not gonna let it go, man. Continuing on. It says, and I love thee, how the Lord loved us by giving us this truth. Therefore will I give men for thee and people for thy life. Because ultimately the Lord, he's gonna preserve us, man. And 1,000 shall fall by our right hand, and 10,000 by our left, but none shall touch us. Lord wouldn't be a part of that number, man. Continuing on. It says, fear not, I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. Why it says gather thee from the west? Because ultimately the west, even though the elect is scattered across the four corners of the world, but the elect is mostly scattered over here in America. Because why? This is the main stage. Let's go to Baruch the 5th chapter, man, to back that up, man. Because the Lord is going to gather us through this word, through this truth, man. That's how we know that we're getting close to the end. Baruch 5 and 5, arise, O Jerusalem, stand on high, and look about towards the east. And behold, thy children gathered from the west unto the east. Because why? Even though we're in the western hemisphere, we still have that eastern mindset, man. For lack of better words, man, your body's here with me, but our mind's on the other side of town, man. Our mind is getting ready to establish righteousness upon the planet Earth, man. But ain't no way in hell we can establish righteousness over here in America, man. It's too far gone. Read this again. And thy children gathered from the west into the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of the Most High. So again, it's this word that's going to gather us together. But again, it says we're going to be gathered from the west unto the east, man. Going back to Isaiah 43 and verse 5 again. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. Because why? The west is going to be the main stage of our salvation, man. The west is going to be the main stage where the Lord is going to deliver us, man. Let's go ahead and get this in Jeremiah 16, and I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And that's how the Lord first glorified his name, But it says, nobody ain't going to be stuck in Egypt no more once this deliverance happens. Continuing on. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. And again, North America, man. That's going to be the new Passover, man. That's going to be the new thing that the Lord is going to use to glorify his name, man. Read this again. It says, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, where that North America, and from all the lands where he have driven them. His brothers in Australia, his brothers in China, his brothers in Europe, Africa, South America, continuing on. It says, and I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers. Because ultimately, the Lord, he's going to set us up in our righteous position. And what's our righteous position as rulers, man? Righteous rulers under Yahweh Shai. Let's go ahead and end off right here, because that's a part of our reward, man. Us suffering, being here in America, a part of our reward is being saved, being delivered, but also ruling, man. That's the reward that the Lord's going to give unto us, man. Let's go ahead and get this. This is the book of Isaiah 62, and I'm going to start at verse 10. Go through the gates, prepare the way of the people, cast up the highways, gather out the stones, lift up a standard for the people. Because why? This word is the bridge to our salvation. It says, behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation is come. And again, the Lord said he's going, he said, tell you, matter of fact, I'm reading again, kind of excited. But again, the Lord telling you, hey, salvation is coming. Destruction coming, but also salvation. That's that balance, man. You know, because that's the comforting thing about this word, man. Because at the end of the day, Esau is not going to win. At the end of the day, guess what? Esau will not get the victory, man. Read this again. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. And again, we proclaim it out here from at the ends of the world, we proclaim the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It says, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. And again, the Lord, he's going to bring destruction, but also he's going to bring salvation. And who he's going to bring salvation for? And they shall call them the holy people. He's going to bring salvation for the elect, the holy people, the Israel of the Most High, the redeemed of the Lord, and thou shalt be called, sought out, a city not forsaken, because the Lord, he's not going to forsake us over here in this Western hemisphere, man. You know, because hey, for lack of better words, man, this place is not meant for us, man. Like it says, this is not your rest, man. Because why? Ultimately, it's going to be destroyed. You know, this is the place where the sun is going to set. It's going to end. So why would you want to put your stock into something that's going to end, man? You trying to work at a company that's closing in 3 months, man. Why the hell did this company close in 3 months? Why the hell you got a 10-year plan with being in that company, man? You know? So yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Wakakodah, Shalom, PTA, and the Bob.